If you think you see everything happening around you, think again. What if your attention is being hijacked right now to manipulate your thoughts, decisions, even your sense of reality? Most people believe they notice all the important details in their environment, but selective attention, a hidden psychological force, can blind you in ways you never imagined. This isn't just theory, it's a weapon, and it's being used against you. To understand how manipulators exploit selective attention, we first need to examine what selective attention really is. Our brains are bombarded with an overwhelming amount of sensory information every second. To function, our minds filter out nearly everything and zero in only on what seems most relevant. This isn't just a passive process. It's a complex, active filtering system designed to protect us, but also one with vulnerabilities. Psychologists describe selective attention as the brain's spotlight, shining on certain stimuli while leaving others in the dark. This is why you can focus on a conversation in a noisy room but completely miss other events happening around you. But here's the catch. That spotlight can be deliberately steered or misdirected. Manipulators understand that controlling what you pay attention to means controlling what you perceive as reality. This filtering is influenced by what's emotionally salient, what confirms your beliefs, or what triggers your survival instincts. That sets the stage for manipulation, as those who know how attention works can subtly, or overtly, draw your focus towards some information while hiding the rest. From a defense standpoint, recognizing this invisible spotlight and how easily it can be guided is crucial because much of what you don't see shapes your choices more than what you do. But here's where it gets disturbing. Manipulators use specific, well-documented psychological techniques to hijack your selective attention. One of the most common methods is distraction, flooding your environment or mind with irrelevant or emotionally charged stimuli to overwhelm your filtering system. This cognitive clutter causes you to miss critical cues or facts that could protect you. Then there's framing, twisting the context so what you notice fits a narrative that benefits the manipulator. For example, isolating a single event from its broader context to draw your attention and trigger a biased emotional reaction. Anger, fear, or pity, rather than rational analysis. Another tactic is intermittent reinforcement of attention, occasionally rewarding focus on certain information with praise, validation, or emotional rewards, which subtly trains your brain to keep attention locked where the manipulator wants it. This is the psychology behind addictive social media platforms but can also be used in personal or professional manipulation. Let's not forget omission, purposely hiding information while presenting distracting details. This leverages your brain's tendency to fill gaps based on partial information, often leading you to false conclusions. By combining these methods, manipulators craft a reality that traps your mind in a corner, blinded to the full picture. Understand these techniques and you start seeing the invisible chains on your attention. Now here's what nobody tells you. Consider Jessica, a mid-level executive who fell victim to selective attention manipulation at work. Her company was undergoing restructuring, and a manipulative supervisor singled her out, controlling what information she received. Jessica was bombarded daily with minor irrelevant tasks and urgent but low-impact emails, flooding her cognitive space. Meanwhile, crucial updates about policy changes and her own performance reviews were withheld or framed ambiguously. Her attention was trapped in managing distractions, while her supervisor painted a distorted narrative to senior management that Jessica was underperforming. Over months, Jessica's focus was systematically hijacked. She was never fully aware of the shifting expectations or the politics in play. When the inevitable performance review came, she was blindsided by critiques and a demotion followed. This wasn't just poor management, it was an orchestrated manipulation exploiting how selective attention narrows perception. Jessica's reality was constructed so tightly, she couldn't see the warning signs or position herself effectively. Her story showcases the devastating personal impact when selective attention is weaponized, losing career, confidence, and trust in her own judgment. Here's the thing. Selective attention manipulation isn't limited to individuals. Its effects ripple out, impacting teams, organizations, and even societies. When groups' attention is directed toward distractions or emotionally charged but irrelevant information, they fail to address systemic problems. Think about politics and media ecosystems flooded with sensationalism. By directing public attention to staged conflicts or divisive commentary, manipulators keep critical issues out of sight, shaping policies and beliefs without scrutiny. On a psychological level, this leads to heightened anxiety, polarization, and a perpetual feeling of uncertainty. People feel overwhelmed but unaware of the true forces steering their focus. This feeds social fragmentation and mistrust. The collective mind becomes vulnerable to manipulation as individuals' filtered realities clash, creating echo chambers where selective attention reinforces bias rather than reveals truth. And the most dangerous part? Over time, this fractured perception can erode your confidence in your own memory, judgment, and decision-making. You become disoriented, doubting what you thought you knew, trapped in a mental fog sculpted by manipulative hands. Recognizing this invisible hand guiding your focus is the first step to reclaiming control of your mind and decisions. Recognizing and resisting selective attention manipulation starts with awareness of your brain's natural filtering process, acknowledging that what you don't see can shape your decisions more than what you do. Develop the habit of questioning what information might be missing or deliberately hidden in any narrative. Use strategies like cross-checking multiple sources, slowing down your decision-making to engage broader context, and deliberately shifting your focus to overlook details. Practicing mindfulness can also strengthen your ability to notice distractions or emotional hijacks aimed at your attention. Importantly, demand transparency in personal and professional communications whenever possible. By building this mental defense architecture around your attention, you reduce vulnerability to manipulative forces that rely on invisibility and fragmentation of perception. We've uncovered how manipulators hijack your very focus, twisting what you see and miss to shape your reality. If you've been watching this series, you know that manipulation often targets your cognitive defenses, and mastering selective attention is critical in that battle. Next, we're going even deeper into cognitive defense mechanisms, exploring hidden mental traps you didn't even know you were falling into. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it. Stay vigilant, your mind is the last frontier.